Peace and blessings to my sisters and my brothers. This is Kapra Patah hollering at you again. And we're going to talk about Yemoja, the mother of the fish. Yemoja in the diaspora is known as Yemoja, Cuba, for instance. For those who are familiar with Lukumi and Regla Diocha, where she is actually synchronized with Our Lady of Regla. And in Brazil, she is known as Imanja. Her name is composed of Yeye Omo Eja, meaning the mother of the fish. Yemoja is the personification of the divine nurturing qualities necessary to bring forth and maintain life. As the mother of the fish, she is often depicted as a black mermaid. Yemoja is ancient and is regarded as the mother of the Orishas in many cases. In Nigeria, she is also the spirit of the Ogun River, but she originates among the Egba people of Abeokuta. Now, in the diaspora, Yemoja is the upper level of the ocean, while Olokun resides over the depths of the ocean. So you might say Yemoja represents the objective realm in this case, and Olokun represents the subjective realm, even though Yemoja is associated with the ability to go into trance. So you have to go through trance in order to go into the depths. So for those who are familiar with African rituals like drumming, dancing, or even paying attention to the water and the waves, if you pay attention to it long enough, if you gaze upon it, it'll put you in a slight trance. Now, Yemoja is associated with the moon. Through trance, one can gain access to the subjective realm, aka the subconscious. And it is through the subjective realm that we connect with spirits and unseen guides such as Egun, which are ancestors, and Egbe, our spiritual mates in heaven. The moon is used to measure time in the form of months, which in turn was at one time used by women to track their menstrual cycle, hence the word menstrual stemming from the word menses, meaning month. Devotees go to her to bring harmony to the family and for emotional balance and healing. Water is linked to memory and stores information. So if you're familiar with homeopathy and homeopathic medicine, it is understood that when a plant or even a gem is placed in a container of water for a certain amount of time, water will hold the memory of the plant or gemstone even after it has been removed. The healing properties of the plant or gemstone remains in the water, even when it has been taken out of the water. The healing properties can then be taken in when you drink the water. So the purpose of speaking into water, right? If you're familiar with Usari Mato experiments, where he did experiments with water, and he found that you can actually change the vibration of water by putting stickers like love and hate on the glasses and on the jars, and what it would do to the rice. You might want to check that out sometimes. And then there's libation, in which its purpose is to cool the area off. And when you are speaking to the water, your intention, or breathe into the water, you place your ashi into the water and you sprinkle the water around you, or take it and you spray it. And this way you're leaving an imprint of your intention on whatever it is you're trying to do, or maybe something you're trying to consecrate with your ashe. Another thing is water is identified with the Great Mother on the universal scale around the planet. Now, in a womb of a human mother, a mother-to-be, there's amniotic fluid that protects the fetus and helps it to develop. Between 73 to 75% of the brain is water. An average adult human body is between 50 and 60% water. The planet Earth is 70% water and 30% land. Water can take any form that contains it. Remember, Bruce Lee said, "Be like water, my friend." Water is just about indestructible. Water goes through stages where it can be a solid, liquid, or gas. Water, if there's no water, there's no life on earth as we know it. Yemoja brings care into the world. She reminds us of the importance of care for not only self, but others, especially children, whom she is a fierce protector of. We nurture what we care for. Yemoja teaches us why it's important to nurture something rather It's a project, whether it's plants, whether it's our children, or whether it's ourselves. Yemoja can aid in the healing of psychological and emotional trauma. It is Yemoja who we call to nurture the wounded inner child. She reminds us all about the importance of caring. Musical instruments that are sacred to Yemoja are the shekere and the aja. The aja is an African string instrument used to invoke the spirit of Yemoja. Studies have suggested that by listening to running water, an individual will experience a healing effect. It is known that by listening to running water, it helps to strengthen the life force, and it also helps to calm the mind and decrease anxiety, which is beneficial for the brain. Animals that are sacred to Yemoja are the duck, the vulture, the snail, and sea creatures, and of course, fish. In fact, many times devotees, children of Yemoja, when they go to initiation, they may find that they have seafood, especially fish, removed from their diets. The duck reminds us of the emotional bond between the mother and the child, which begins before the child is even born. The vulture is the symbol of the great mother. In ancient Kemet, the vulture symbolized Mut, the mother goddess, in whom she was the wife of Amun. Yemoja loves onions. She loves onions for divination, and this can be done by cutting onions into 4 parts. She is also into accepting chips, plantains, watermelon, lettuce, and coffee, and she'll also take white flowers as offerings. In the diaspora, her colors are blue and white. They can also be white and silver. Her number is 7. If we are out of harmony with Yemoja, we can experience stomach aches, or even be caused to drown if we don't respect the principle of the mother or respect water. So some devotees are told that before they cross water, they need to make a bowl or some type of ritual offering. It is important to honor our mother who represents Yemoja in our personal lives. One of the most sacred common plants for Yemoja is spearmint. So we're going to just talk about spearmint for now. This herb is sacred to Yemoja. When growing in the garden, it can repel flies, fleas, spiders. Spearmint is good for the digestive issues such as nausea, irritable bowel syndrome. In fact, to aid in digestion, it is good to have it after a meal. However, if you have GERD, you may not want to drink it at night because it can also cause you to have acid reflux. So it can complicate the situation, and acid reflux over time can lead to scar tissue within the esophagus. Another thing to consider is that stomach acid over time can begin to erode your teeth. A good herb to remedy this is also golden seal. But back to spearmint, which can also help treat foot fungus and so on. Spearmint is also an antioxidant, meaning that it has in it the substance that blocks free radicals, and free radicals are unstable atoms and molecules that wreak havoc on our cells and internal organs, and the buildup of free radicals are linked to aging. Spearmint is also utilized in love potions, and spearmint is good for spiritual baths and invigorates and cleanses the aura. So it's important to connect with Yemoja on a healing level, because she represents the principle of the much needed care, which many have found lacking in the world. When you bring back care, you bring back the enthusiasm to get things done. We pump life into that which we care for. Without care, all life withers away and dies. I want to give thanks and praise to the auras of all those who have tuned in. We'll talk in the future. Peace, love, Odabo.